Welcome to the Daily HiFi podcast. Hope you're having a great day. We do this every Monday, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 Eastern. My name is Chad, and with me, as always, is I guess just me today. No, just kidding. Joe's running a little late, and I don't know what Erin's up to just yet. But yeah, here we are. Happy Monday. Hope you guys had a great weekend. I know it's a holiday today, so that's always a good thing. Let's see who we got in the chat here. Haven't been on a I gotta put my big bottom on. Oh yeah, there we go. Happy Monday, True Voice of Reason. What's up, Daniel? Good to see you, buddy. Tim Perry is already in the house. And of course, and who else we got? Daryl, red wine. I need me some red wine. Yeah, maybe I need to get into that. What's up, JR? Michael Squires, what's up? Ask Matt. Some players, tell us more about the moving mic method. Is that Mike who? Is it strictly proximity adjustment now, or do you still move it vertically as well? I was told that it was just, forward to back to forward motion is what Joe said the other day. How's my day today? Well, we've got some I got some stuff to talk about. What is up? UK Spawn's in the house. Van Williams, K-Man, Mr. Van Gool. What is up? Croson, what's going on, buddy? All right. So it was a great weekend. For me, I went to a golf tournament. I don't know anything about golf, but it was super cool. I had the best time. It was the Genesis Invitational. I guess this is Tiger Woods. It was the host of that thing. I don't really follow golf, but man, I was up at 5:30 in the morning on a Saturday. That's unheard of, for me. I'm usually awake until 5:30 in the morning on a Saturday, but it was definitely pictures, or it didn't happen. Dude, have you not seen my Instagram story? It's all over there, bro. All over there. Yeah, if you guys don't know, just go to the real technodad on Instagram at the real technodad. Man, Tim, picture, it didn't happen. I've been posting I'm tired of posting this stuff. Oh, you know what? It was all stories. They're all gone now, Tim. They're all gone. Maybe it didn't happen. Maybe it didn't happen. Actually, I could show you some stuff. Genesis Phil Collins? No. Genesis, like the car. Interestingly enough, if you own a Genesis vehicle, it's like, like Hyundai's. They got Bang & Olufsen in there now. I guess that was like one of the things. They had a Bang & Olufsen pop up. So that was kind of cool. If you own a Genesis and you live in Southern California, apparently you get to go to the Genesis Invitational. And there's one hole 14, where they had all the here. I got photos. I forgot I got it on photos. I just can't. I gotta be careful which photos you guys see, because some of you might get heart attacks. You know what I mean? You don't want that. Don't want that. Where's the stupid photo thing? Come on, Google Photos, hurry it up. All right, here's Okay, Google. Which one is it? Not that one. Okay, here we go. Google Photos. Boom. Oh yeah, this was Sunday. That's right. Happy President's Day. Here's me being a president yesterday. I don't know. Daryl. That's a good question. I have no clue. How far north do you have to go for Southern Cali to end? I don't know. No clue. Let's see here. Let me stop. Whoa. What did I do? That was a quick Photoshop job. You guys are silly. You guys are silly. All right, here we go. Here, yes. Non-believers. Here we go. Here, this is a lot of photoshopping. It's a whole lot of photoshopping. Oh, look, check it out. We were, I ended up getting into one of the camera booths, the camera towers. Look, this guy's actually, this is the guy that does it. This is the guy that does it. This is the camera tower at hole 14, hole 16, hole 16. Look at that. Bam. That's right. I couldn't even follow the ball when it got it because like it was all overcast the first day on Saturday, so I couldn't even see the ball. So we did that. Oh, here's my bro. He came along with. You know, we did all this golf stuff, taking pictures, walking around the course. Oh, here. This is me Saturday morning.
It's pretty
talking
early.
about. It's pretty early. This is the Riviera golf course. Riviera Country Club. That's what it is. Riviera Country Club. And this is the middle of like LA. I'm like, so like 18 holes. It's like I was so surprised. Not Photoshop, it's AI. Yeah, no, totally. I couldn't see anything. And let's see here. We had, oh, check this out. So they got this is the new Genesis concept car. That they had a little convertible. Let's see. These crazy rims. This front looks kind of cool. It looks kind of weird too. There's like no grill. I don't know how I feel about that. Look at that. It's kind of weird. The grill's like down here. I don't know. But I mean, look at that looks pretty cool. Oh, here's the golf course again. Walking down. I got some more cars because they put like some Bang & Olufsen. Oh, this car right here is the one. If I were to get one, it'd be something like this. Look at this pre-production model. Boom. And then oh yeah, they got this weird carbon fiber, but they got the Bang & Olufsen. So that's pretty sweet. That's pretty sweet. Angela says that they're parking. Yeah, the Joe's on his way. Was it all electric? No. No, they had some electric. Let's see here. So this is the GV80. No. Yeah, GV80. GV80. So they have all of these in an electrified version. So this is all-wheel drive. This is their coupe. This is a brand new color. They said it's not out yet. Let's see. Nope, that's backwards. Oh yeah. So look, this is like, it was just weird. I was like, over by the 14th hole, they just have this big old thing with a bunch of cars. And it's so it turns out if a golfer made a hole in one, they would win a car. And one of them did. When I forget the guy's name, I have to look it up. But he won one of these things. You know, it's pretty cool. Look at that little red contrast stitching, red seat belts. You know, nice. Here's the driver's side. Got a nice little double screen action here. And the rear view, I couldn't put this stupid thing on. Here, is this one electric also? I think this is. Yeah, this is a GV60 electrified. So this is a smaller one. So this one's all electric. Let's see here. And then there's this other one, which was a blue one. Oh, look at this. And they even have like nice little touches like this white calipers. Joe said he'll be here in a sec. Right? On this blue. Where is this at? Oh, did I not take another? Oh, here it is. Recharge with Genesis. Yeah, look at right in the front there. Boom. I think that's kind of handy. Having this charger in the front, you know, if you're parking in your garage and all that kind of nonsense. Yeah, not bad. These things actually don't look pretty cool. Actually, you know, if you have a family, I don't think this white interior is going to be good for you, but Be pretty cool for me. You know what I mean? Know what I mean? Yeah. Let's see here. What else? Oh, oh yeah, that's right. Here, while I was doing this is like some super special VIP area called the back lot, which was where I was at on Sunday. Yeah, that's right. VIP treatment for the old technodad. So while all that was happening, I get a text message from Nick at SVS from the Florida Audio Show or Florida Audio Expo, and they're playing my Atmos demo in their room there. That's what this video is. So he sent me this like right as I got to the golf course. I was like, oh, that's so awesome. I'm doing something awesome, and they're doing something awesome with my Atmos mix on the other side of the country. Fantastic. Yes, it's Hyundai owned. That's right. That's right. That's right. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's like the Lexus, Toyota. You know, actually, big shout out to Kanga. He's the one that asked for them to play. He's like, "Do you have any of Chana's mixes?" And so, they're like, "Yeah, yeah, we do." Yeah, the Larry's there. The Larry's there. Nick's there. They're usually always there. Uh, Battery costs as much as the car. What's up, Medieval 1980? Hello from Lansing, Michigan. What's up? I hate to say it, but that color is definite a definition of May gray. Yeah, maybe. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Did you wear that jellyfish skirt? No, jellyfish shirt, knowing that others would be jelly. No, I don't know. I was just looking for something cool to wear. I didn't even have those khakis. I had to go like buy some pants for this thing. Uh, yeah, it was definitely an interesting experience here. Where is the or here's me coming back over to the back lot. So this is oh, what the hell? Oh, that's a regular photo. Yeah, so this is at the 18th hole. Oh wow, you can zoom in on this and all that. And how do we zoom out? And then I was over in this area here. Let's see. Let's go over there. I was up there. I was just trying to get a better view of the whole situation. That's a Genesis skybox, and then they're doing all this stuff here. Tiger Woods was supposed to be there, but he ducked out on like Thursday. No, Friday. Friday. Tiger Woods ducked out on Friday. So didn't get to see Tiger Woods, but did get to go to this thing, which is really cool. I can't wait to go again. Oh, here's the Bang& Olufsen stuff. Share screen. Where's this? Photos. Boom, 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 do. Here it is. Yeah. So they had the little foldy TV, and I haven't seen these Bang& Olufsen speakers before, so that's kind of cool. So they're doing this whole huge promotion because Bang& Olufsen now is inside the Genesis vehicles. So they had like two different Bang& Olufsen setups. This was the smaller one. They had like a 77-inch OLED in the main area. So yeah, yeah, there's all kinds of stuff happening, man. So so we heard about this golf. So this idea of golf groupies, right? Let me see if I can find a shot where we're just walking. I don't think we had. Oh no, this is me going up to the tower. All right, so look here, the golfers right here, dude. We are so close. So apparently, like at 6, 7. So the whole thing starts at 7 a.m. and not a lot of girls at 7 a.m. Come 10 a.m. Oh man. And if you can see, like, we're pretty close. So as they're walking, you're just walking alongside them. So there's a lot of, this one guy was like, yeah, it's better than going to a bar because like these guys are making some money. So there's a lot of girls in like some golf skirts walking around, just trying to try to talk to the golfers because there was a $20 million at stake. So the winner won $4 million, and that was Hideki something or other. I got it right here. I think I took a picture of his name. Here it is. Hideki Matsuyama. Yeah, this guy won the $4 million. Let me put it up on screen. Yeah, this guy won $4 million on Saturday. Sorry, on Sunday. On Sunday. Now the craziest thing was, okay, this is 4 days, right? It's 4 days, and what do you call it? There was it was 4 days, and there was this one guy. Oh, here we go. Here's the scoreboard. So this guy Cantlay was in the lead on Saturday, and then all of a sudden, boom, Matsuyama like took the lead. I don't even know these people. I'm not really into golf, but it was just crazy to see that, like, I don't know, maybe he ran into a golf groupie Saturday night, and and then he ended up 6th, I think. This guy Zalatoris, Will Zalatoris, he's the one that got the hole in one and won a car, and his caddy won a car too. He won one of these GV, just like this guy. Oh, and look at this. This is I was pretty excited. I don't like brown interior, but man, they had like this Alcantara headliner. Look at that. Look at that. Oh yeah. Get some. Right? And like 2 moonroofs. This thing is pretty legit. Oh, there he is. There he is. Look at this. Yeah. Yeah, so the guy won this car, and his caddy won like the lower model. It's pretty fun stuff. Yeah.
You hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. Thanks for holding it down.
Hey,
Yeah, I know you're a very shy person, and so
it was very
it's kinda
difficult
hard to talk, So
Yeah. So for that guy won $4 million, and it's crazy. $20 million up for grabs in that thing. So it was pretty cool. The first VIP area was like way down. And they served like pasta, but yesterday's VIP area was right at the 18th hole. We had prime rib, salmon, ice cream, like all kinds of stuff, bro. It's so cool. So much fun. Big shout out to J Lab for inviting me out to the thing, and they get a nice Rolex. Oh, yeah, that's right. He did get something. He did get something in a little box and the trophy. Although
a green box.
I couldn't tell. We were still kind of far away from that.
Oh, if you get a green box, that's what it is. Nice little wooden green box. It's an expensive green piece of wood. Yeah, they all come in the same box.
Yeah. Yeah. Cantlay got tied for 4th. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, he got 5th place. I guess 5th place. Whatever.
Mike Ortiz asked, "Hey guys, thoughts on Oro CX?"
Oh, I can't talk about. Oh, that thing we're not supposed to
talk about it. No.
Well, the PR blast goes out tomorrow. He said. I don't know if it's not really an embargo. There's some sort of demo happening, you guys, with CX. You'll find out more about it tomorrow. I got invited. Well, Joe and I got invited to that thing. You're gonna come out? I know it's LA. It's too far for you to drive sometimes. 6 p.m. 6 p.m. to LA. That means you'll have to, like, if you don't want to be in traffic, you got to leave at like 1.
I think they have to make the photo a little more enticing. You know what I mean? It looks like,
oh yeah,
what is that? I don't even know what's going on. But anyway, I guess they're trying to show off that you can stream. It's not like they haven't done this before.
No.
Like Wilfried talked about how they streamed a live concert in Japan, right, to a different location. Yeah, somewhere, and they were able to stream an Oro stream. So what are your thoughts on Oro CX? I don't know. You're the one who got the entire presentation. You said you were falling asleep though.
Yeah, it was pretty, like, not it's cool. They went into a lot of detail about how it's 100% lossless. So that's it's the one of the baby steps they needed to fulfill the you'll put in a sandwich together, a peanut butter and jelly sandwich together. It's like they got the peanut butter on one side, so now they're waiting for the jelly to be put on the other side, and then they can put that thing together, cut off the crust, and then ding, serve you the sandwich.
Yeah.
So they've got a few more steps to go. So it was interesting. What is it? February 28th is this live stream that they're going to do. So yeah, pretty cool. Yeah.
So, have you reviewed any things that you're allowed to talk about? What are we allowed to talk about? I don't even know what the embargo dates are on certain things.
I reviewed the Sony headphones, the Sony Pulse Elite headphones. They are using the they're using the planar magnetic drivers because Sony bought Odyssey last year, so those are really good at $150. I mean, they look atrocious, but you know, like, do you want me to put them on? I'm looking right. Yeah.
All right. What are those headphones you got on?
These are the Shure 840s, 480s. I forget. I don't know.
Okay.
I just needed some closed back headphones. I have open back headphones, but then the microphone, like it picks up what you're saying.
Oh man. How come you have so many headphones now? I just see you like I haven't seen those before, and then you got some Bear Dynamic ones.
Oh yeah, those are going back. I tried them out for a bit, and then I don't have that. I have my AirPods Max. JLab sent me some headphones. They're gonna send a couple more.
Yeah.
Yes. Scruff. That's what I'm
Let me
talking
see
about.
Let me see them though. Let me see how they look. Oh.
Take me to your dealer. I mean, leader.
The dealer's somebody else.
What'd you say?
The dealer's somebody else.
Yeah.
The leader and the dealer, they're different people.
They look a little flimsy. All right.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just the weird thing is that it's off your head. They might be comfortable.
Wait, what?
They look like they could be comfortable.
They are very comfortable. I just look at this. This shit looks ridiculous. Look at this. What?
Is this customer support?
What's
India?
up?
Huh?
I can't hear you.
Oh no, huh?
I didn't hear you.
Huh?
Huh?
No, I was saying you look like your customer support in India.
Yeah. Yes, how can I help you? This is the PlayStation pickup line. What do you do? What are you doing over there, Joseph?
Oh, dude. Hey, that's what we could do if anything ever happens, right? If anything ever happens to us and like, you know, we're not doing well with our YouTube or spatial toolkit, we could always do customer support. You know, like you got the Indian thing, I'll do the hi, ma'am, sir.
Oh you yeah,
we got it down, dude.
Filipino accent. I could be like,
yes.
Thank you for calling.
Go ahead and restart your computer.
How can I help you,
dude? We got it down. We got it.
But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want to wear these things. I did a joke. I wore them outside in public. You know, I don't think anybody would be caught dead in these things outside. But as far as sound quality, they're pretty good. I mean, these are my Odysseys, which are planars, but these are 1700. So
let me see. I mean, it's not those things aren't like the best looking things.
No. I wouldn't wear these outside either. You know, I look a little alien-y.
Nah.
Yeah.
I'm set.
Miss Filipino peeps.
I don't know. Let's see. What kind of headphones I got here? I got a couple.
Now the only reason, you know, I'm saying like walking outside because they're hyping up the Bluetooth connectivity with your mobile device. So I'm like, well, why would you? You know, I have these ones too.
Yeah, I mean, are these supposed to look good though?
I mean,
are you supposed to look like, look at me? I rock Apple products.
I just connected to something. I don't even know what it was.
It's not bad. not horrible looking.
You can wear them outside in 2049. Right, exactly. Because
I think these look okay. These are old. These are the Sony XM3s.
Oh yeah. Those ones. Yeah. Those ones.
They don't look ridiculous.
I mean, the one thing about caveat about planars is that they're huge. The drivers are huge. So curious to see how Sony was going to kind of package it up. So they do this weird design thing. Now, it does follow the PlayStation 5 aesthetic, which already to me is a little futuristic and kind of weird. Anyway, like that thing's butt ugly. So
yeah. We were at lunch. That's why I'm running late. Had a little family outing. Yeah. And somebody mentioned that they wanted to start a podcast. I'm like, oh yeah, we do a podcast every Monday. I don't know why people tune in. It's just pretty much like us talking. So I don't know what's up with you guys. Why do you watch this?
I think
we even talked about audio. I guess we talked about headphones and how they look.
Yeah, and then I talked a little bit about Bang & Olufsen in those Genesis cars that I saw today.
Bang & who?
Bang & Olufsen. Come on, man. B&O.
Is it Olufsen or Olufsen?
Olufsen. Olive.
I don't know.
Olufsen. The PS5 seems to force a dongle if not wired. Yes, 100%. That's some people like it, some people don't. But even the other headphones I have, you gotta plug it into the USB anyway. So you know what gives. Because we're bored with our lives. Yeah. Hey, that's why we're always watching movies in our home theater because we're bored. There's nothing else to do.
Oh, dude, I've been enjoying watching movies lately.
Yeah. Oh. Speaking of which, I watched a movie in a theater. Guess which movie?
In a theater?
In a theater?
What'd you watch in the theater, and how did it sound?
I saw Bob Marley, One Left.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How'd the theater sound? And how was the movie?
It was okay. It wasn't a Dolby theater, but apparently there's a Dolby theater at that place in Glendale. So,
well, AMC's in Burbank, probably.
AMC in Glendale. That's where we were.
Yeah.
They had one. But yeah. What's a theater? It's a place where you go and you watch a movie.
Hey, how did my system sound? You got to hear the HTTP one and the Dirac calibration.
Oh man, yeah. Listening to that shit, I almost got late to my. Actually, I was late to my doctor's appointment. Man, the traffic was so bad. I was like, crap, this is gonna make me late. I knew it. I was just like, Joe wants to show me some shit. I'm gonna be here for another 10 minutes minimum. It sounded pretty awesome. I think the funniest part was playing the timing test, the final timing test on our disc, and I'm like, I can't tell where it's coming from. Like it kind of feels like the voice is coming out of like the center of the screen.
Yeah,
and then that's kind of like what it was about. It's just like, oh shit.
Yeah,
and that was a combination of Dirac and the beans, right?
Yeah, I would say that aspect of it, time alignment wise, is all pretty much Dirac, and it's phase alignment and time alignment, impulse response, all that stuff. But dude, the bass, how'd the bass sound? I didn't think at a certain point. What were you playing, dude? You were playing that one demo.
Oh, that YouTube video. Oh, you guys. Thanks, Joe. Thanks for ruining the surprise, man. I was gonna surprise everybody.
Oh, is that right?
It's okay. Let's just give it.
Well, I didn't say which video exactly.
We'll give it to them now. They're here. They're here because they have nothing better to do. So let's just give it to them. All right. All right. I'm gonna give you this video. This guy's like got two first names. This guy's name is Mike Dean, right?
Mike Dean.
Yeah, Mike Dean, and he's like a synthesizer god, right? Grande Falcon. All right. And he always wears this MWA. I guess it's this thing, right? This video, I'll pop the link. So he spent 48 hours in the Moog factory, and he made some.
I wasn't expecting much because I'm like, dude, what are you showing me? Showing me something on YouTube. He's showing me something on YouTube, and of course the compression is pretty bad on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
But I was like, dude, what are you showing me? I'm trying to show you how good my system is. Why are you showing me this black and white video of this dude?
This dude.
What
Hey,
is this about?
he's wearing a Rolex though, Joe. You're
He's
like,
wearing the Rolex, so you gotta trust him.
yeah, he's in front of a bunch
So
of
dude,
machines.
you guys should really check this out. You know, a lot of times Sean will say, you guys gotta check this out. And you know, sometimes it's all right. But nah.
This one's legit. Is that what you're saying?
This one is legit, bro.
All right. So this
When
one's
when he holds that note.
oh yeah. Dude, I'm telling
funny.
you guys, like sometimes I find some cool stuff. And like I get it. It's on YouTube, so you know.
Okay, so here's what it is, right? This dude's playing this Moog, and he's just, you know, I guess you can do super low bass notes with that thing.
Oh yeah.
Is that what it is?
Mm-hmm.
So he's just playing these bass notes and just holding it, but it's music. It's musical. It's not like just pressing keys. It actually sounds like a good tune.
Yeah, you can either search that or what did I do with that? What did I do with the here it is. Yeah, this guy knows what he's doing. I watched some other videos of his, like his stuff is crazy, dude. There's all this bass, you know, and he's just got this blunt and he's just getting high and he's just
he looks like he's having a good time with it. It makes me wonder. Well, here's what I wonder. When he's messing around with that in that studio, are those subs shaking like it was in the theater? Like, I wonder.
I don't know what they're using to monitor out of those. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
because we're like,
yeah.
Are you kidding me?
And those are just like like what? I just a friend of mine sent me that video. I was like, what is this? You know, and then I was just like, whoa, I gotta play this at home. I played it at home. I was like, oh shit. Then when you were like, hey, check this out, I'm like, okay, hold on, I got something new for you. And then
that was
like, yeah.
Have you seen the song that will take 639 years to complete?
I hope not. I definitely
haven't listening to it or making it.
I don't know. I guess that's what it.
That doesn't sound fun.
No.
Either way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd rather listen to a few other tracks. Yeah, so I did all-nighter the other night calibrating the Odyssey system in my living room.
Mm-hmm.
Just because the HTP1 with Dirac sounded so good. Specifically when it comes to the timing part, right? Because I can get the tonality very similar with the two, right? I'm running Magic Beans, getting the target curves for both. So the experience tonality-wise, was pretty similar. But Dirac is so good at the time alignment part. And I'm like, man, I wonder if I could do this manually. So I ended up doing that and spending all night trying to figure out how to do it. And so what I did was it was a binaural thing because I was experimenting with something else. But I was really trying to do what's it called? Impulse response alignment. So I did use our toolkit. That came in super handy because how else would I play impulse responses to height speakers? I know I think somebody had made some sweeps that you could download where you can play it. But I needed specifically like impulse response, and I didn't know that if those did that, you need the timing reference and then it does a sweep. And basically what you can do from there is I can record. This is what I did. I was playing the test tones from the toolkit and recording every speaker, right? And then from the recording, you can actually just import those into REW from a recorded WAV file. So yeah, UK Spawn asked, can't you do it in REW? You can only do 7.1. You can't do height channels. So I have height channels in there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did that, loaded all the impulse responses into REW. And from there, you can actually take a look and make sure that the impulse response, meaning where the initial rise is, you can align them so everything is time aligned perfectly. I chose to align around 2 kilohertz because you can kind of optimize certain areas and kind of zoom in And so I wanted to make sure that I was aligned. And dude, it gets pretty close to the sound of what Dirac is doing, except I can't do full range phase alignment. So if I had all the same speakers and I do the impulse response time alignment, for the most part, they're all going to stay phase aligned. For the most part, the room could mess things up. But because I don't, I have all different speakers. That means that there's going to be certain areas where they are phase aligned and certain areas where they kind of get out of whack. Excuse me. And so that's what Dirac is able to do, is it's able to keep them phase aligned, even if you have different speakers and if your room is doing weird things to them. And what that does is it makes it sound like everything is time aligned at all the frequencies, right? There might be some frequencies in my system, in the Denon system, where everything is time aligned, everything sounds good, everything's in phase. Most important is really the bass area. You don't want those areas to cancel. But when everything is time aligned and phase aligned, man, like imaging, that's when you get really good imaging between things, right?
It's all aligned.
When it's all time aligned and phase aligned and frequency response, all these things. But yeah, dude, stuff sounds awesome. I played all the typical demos, a Maze demo and the Leaf demo and some of your demo tracks. And it's like, damn, the living room is not ideal.
I finished another Atmos mix.
Oh, you did?
The Dua Lipa. You know what happened? I had to use my old computer.
Really?
Yeah. Because this one kept crashing. There's something, I don't know, so it doesn't like that project. I don't know.
What is Bodhi asked, what is an impulse response? Impulse response is kind of a theoretical thing in that, imagine a sweep, right? You've all heard the sweep that Odyssey or Dirac and goes whoop, right? So it's playing all the frequencies over a span of time, and so you can hear it. Whoop. An impulse response would hypothetically be all of those tones played instantaneously, right? If you could make it all happen in one split second, all you hear is like, chip, right? And so a measurement of that would just show one peak up, one spike upward, right? And if your speaker is out of phase, like one of my speakers measured out of phase, even though I don't think it actually was, it's maybe like a reflection happening, where the impulse response, instead of going up, it goes down, right? So basically I had to actually switch the polarity on those speakers. But anyway, impulse response is basically that, just an instantaneous tone that plays all the frequencies. And it tells you a lot about the characteristics of the speaker and the room and the reverberation time. Yeah, you can do time alignment using that, right? So that's basically what it is. I don't know. I don't like to talk about things that I don't know extremely well, and I wouldn't say I'm an expert when it comes to impulse response. I mean, I was just messing around with it.
Yeah. And you got the timing. You got the timing and the phase correct, and now the upstairs system is sounding pretty good, huh?
I would really encourage everyone to try to learn something about impulse response. And if you're doing time alignment, I would recommend trying that. If you have Dirac, you don't have to learn about it because it does it properly. But for some reason, I ran the timing with Odyssey, and I assume that it did a pretty good job. I've always said I think it does a pretty good job of delay and levels. But after running it manually and really dialing it into like, the millisecond, like 0.01 millisecond, dude, it really sounds like very cohesive, right? When stuff pans around, like people talk about a bubble, that bubble of sound.
Yeah.
You feel like you're in that bubble, right? When something happens over here, it's not like, oh, I hear something from the right. You kind of hear it more in like, oh, I hear it right here, right? So it's interesting. I would recommend people do that. And also, we have tests to do your manual level matching. I did it binaurally, which I think is actually the best possible way, but I'll probably make a video about that in the future. how to do binaural level matching. I think it's the right way to do it. And the reason being, yeah, like let's say if there's a speaker directly to the left of me, right? My surround speaker is actually right there, and my right surround is there. If I put a mic in space, it doesn't have the same effect as my head being in the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? So what this ear hears, I hear the sound, boom, and the sound that gets to the other ear is not really, it's blocked a lot, right? This dome is in the way. So what I hear is the reflection off that wall coming back, and then it hits my ear, right? That's what happens. Right. So as far as levels, the level should probably be based on what this ear hears, but a mic in space is not exactly the same.
What about the mic that has the 2 ears? And it's just the bar and the 2 ears.
Oh, I think that's for headphone measurements. I don't know that it would work for this binaural level matching because you need like a head in the way.
You need the dummy
head shadowing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Head shadow effect. So you do need occlusion. But yeah, it's interesting. I think that binaural level matching is the way to go because like my big old ears, right? The mics sit here, and so when it goes to level match the rear speakers, it's being blocked, right? By my ears. Like so, what I hear is
and the top of your seats too, right?
And not in the living room, the seat back.
Okay.
But my ears being in the way makes it so that the rear should be turned up a little bit more than what a mic would pick up. A mic doesn't have ears, right? It's just a thing.
A mic, yeah.
Well, once you put something kind of in the way, then that blocks some of the sound. So anyway, maybe I'll make a video about that pretty soon. I'm still working on the website, making a nice website for Magic Beans. Dude, I'm excited to review some of the stuff that we have.
What stuff?
Well, the one that we can't talk about, I guess. I don't know what the.
Oh, that thing. Have you opened it up yet? The one we were messing around with the other day?
Yeah. No. What is that? 22nd?
22nd. Oh, in a few days.
Okay. But you know which one I do have? I have the Weem.
Mm-hmm.
The Weem amp.
The Weem. How's it?
Yeah,
you got that right.
I haven't opened it. Yeah, the Weem amp, and then they sent me their Pro Streamer. I think that thing is gonna be cool, man.
Yeah.
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 You know what annoys me sometimes is you get these streaming devices and they don't support every single platform, right? So okay, I have Qobuz. All right, a lot of times I'll have Qobuz, but I also use YouTube Music. Rarely will I find something that uses both, right? If you have Spotify, then you're pretty good. Pretty much everything handles Spotify. You know. So
yeah, but a lot of the hi-fi things have like Spotify Connect. It's not like Spotify's. It's kind of this weird like dual situation. Qobuz is cool, but like sometimes like it takes a little while for new music to show up on there, especially my kind of music. You know, like that John Summit track wasn't on when it released. It was on Tidal and Spotify before it was on Qobuz. So there's that. You know, I have that gorgeous 15-inch display of that. You know, when I got the Hi-Fi Rose 150, I did not watch anything on TV for like a good week. I was just listening to music the whole time.
Yeah,
cool. That's pretty cool. I like those kinds of devices where it's just like, oh man, I get to listen to music. I gotta, you know, listen to more music. I think that's kind of cool.
How many months away are we from being able to buy Magic Beans? What do you think, Shauna? What is it? You know me.
5.
What would be your guess? Huh? 5?
I'm hoping like next week, bro. We
come on. That's what I need. I need to happen next week.
We needed it last week, bro. Come on.
You needed it. People wanted it like 6 months ago, dude.
Yeah, I know. Hurry up, man. We need to promote. We need to make some videos. We need to make some promotions and make some videos. And
well, we've been using it. You have it on your system, so that's all that matters, right?
Download it.
You get to use it. I get to use it, and that's all that matters.
Suckers. I did make a video on how to import the filters into a Denon. It's just not the same though when you have the multi QX. It's just
when you can just
Yeah, it's just
Right in.
so much easier. I have a YPOW. I got to bring that in. Sony. Somebody asked me to do something with the Sony receiver. I forget what it was, but I'll have to bring that.
Only do it if you want to. You know what I mean? Because I don't think you don't seem excited to do those things.
Well, it's just a lot of work.
You get this look on your face when I know you don't want to do something. You're like, I gotta get the.
I gotta get the thing out of
Yamaha.
storage. I gotta get the Yamaha. You know, like
You're not pumped to do that.
No, anything with the Yamaha in it, I don't want to do anything. Well, the other problem is, my main issue, and I found I don't want to move the cables around, and I don't want to take the Denon out of there. You know what I mean? So, like, I found some tubes that'll allow me
series of them?
Huh?
A series of tubes?
No, not that kind of thing.
Okay.
It's I can take two speaker cables with banana plugs and just put them together. Because I don't want to move any, because I have all the speaker wire taped down and I don't want to move it to a different place. So I found a way I can just add those little extensions to go to a new AVR to do the Magic Beans. So I have like stuff that I just have to do it. And it's been kind of, there's a lot of stuff happening. I mean, we're in the 6th week of August. I'm sorry, 2024. And there's a lot of shit happened in the last month and a half. And a lot of shit keeps more and more shit keeps happening. I'm going to go to that Atmos mixing situation because all my boys are there. Alex from Alex Pro Mix, Nick Reeves is there. All the big Atmos mixers are there. So I need to get, so that's in March. So my other videos, I'm going to talk to them a little bit more about, helicopters and all that kind of stuff. And
been staying busy.
Oh yeah, well there's just so much. I have the body stop Atmos mix is almost done. I need to get into a studio and I have a studio in mind. I just got to see how much they cost. They rent out their Atmos room by the hour. There's no minimum, so that's good. But I wanted to have another. I didn't just want to get it for an hour and I only use it for 20 minutes. Just be like, okay, it's cool. So I did the Dua Lipa Houdini, track. I did as much as I could. There's not a whole lot of stuff you can do in but she has there's this percussion loop in there. Boom. So I have it go boom.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? Is you have an Atmos setup right there with your AVR.
Yeah.
But you can't get the sound to all the channels with your computer. So you have a computer, you have HDMI, you have everything you need, but for some reason you can't use that system.
Yeah.
What is that? That doesn't make any sense, right? I think if you had a PC instead of a Mac, they have that Dolby Access app. That allows you to, decode the signal on the PC, send it out through HDMI. But it's just about, Apple just trying to keep a hold on everything. I think that's pretty much it.
I also don't have the surround back, and so I'm purposefully putting sounds in the surround back. Right, like the chords are stereo front and left. There's 4 chords. It'll go dun, and then it'll go front height, left and right, and then it'll go rear height, left and right for the 3rd chord, and then the 4th chord will be behind you. And in my 514, it sounds kind of the same, but not 100% exactly what I programmed. So there's that.
Well, you can't get back, sounds coming from the rear. There's no speakers in the behind you. It's just gonna come from sides.
Somebody said something about Dirac art.
Okay, let's get into some of these.
Here, Joe, is Magic Beans gonna have active room treatment like Dirac? And look, guys, look at his face. Look at his face.
I'm looking at it.
I am the commander.
What am I looking at? All right, tell
Look
me.
at his face. So look, when I heard Dirac art, like it made the movements of the sounds fuzzy, right? Essentially, I know exactly where the sounds are moving. I made the sounds go to those speakers, but instead of it being a pinpoint like thwack, right? I have the drums in that Eat Sleep track. These percussive drums, they're going diagonals and they're swapping diagonals, right? That's how I made them move. And instead of being like a pinpointed thing, it's just kind of over here and kind of over here. And then it switches again and it's kind of in these areas, but not as pinpoint direct as I program them. So I know companies need to like work on stuff and make something for you to buy in the next year or two. But like there's a point where we just need to stop this bullshit and just understand that we don't need that. You don't need that. If especially if these guys are screaming out artistic intent, director's intent, artist intent. My intent was that shit to go right there. And then go right there. Not
mess your whole experience,
here, kind of over there. You're fucking up my shit. You're my shit, right? Like you're messing my stuff up. Stop messing my stuff up because of this technology.
If I heard that system, would I be like, oh, this guy doesn't know how to mix in Atmos?
Yeah, exactly. Dirac art's making me look bad. My Atmos mix sounds worse in Dirac art. And funny, that was a $240,000 home theater over there at Audio Advice Live. And
yeah, we gotta say though, a lot of times those rooms they may not have gotten everything in time, and they were rushing. You don't know.
I know.
It's always a tricky thing, right?
Matt from Storm Audio, that guy, he was sweating when I came to talk. He was sweating because there was a delivery that got delivered to New York instead of North Carolina. Somebody had to drive all the stuff.
Yeah, dude, those shows are nuts.
I understand. They're
probably looking at it that night like, oh crap, we didn't even have it on. You know what I mean? Like it's one of those things you go like, oh man, my settings were wrong the whole day. We only had 10 minutes to set this up.
Yeah.
I think I've beta tested art and it works. It definitely works. But I think it's one of those things also, if you have it set too high, so you can set a point where the speakers support one another, right? And if you set it too high to the point where you can localize the sound that's using to assist that, right? So let's say that the speaker over here is trying to make it so that it cancels the reflections over there. At a certain point, I'd be like, why is there sound over there? Right? It's only supposed to be coming from over there. This one's there to support, right? So if you put the frequency up too high, there can be some issues like you're talking about where it's kind of like fuzzy, right? Because you're hearing sounds that you're not supposed to hear from locations that they're not supposed to be.
Right.
So that's something I think they're gonna have to mess with. I haven't seen the final version of how it looks on Storm or how it's gonna look when it comes out for other consumer systems. Maybe they've resolved that and maybe they've limited stuff so that it doesn't sound bad. And if when I was beta testing it, I could make it sound as bad as I wanted it to, right? It's up to my settings to determine, but I think they're probably limited the ability of somebody to mess it up.
Yeah.
So,
but
yeah, so Magic Beans is not going to be like art at all. It's only there to do one specific thing, which is give you the target curve. Tell you what target curve you're supposed to use. That's it. If you have Dirac art, you spent all this money, maybe you got a Storm audio processor. At the end, it's still going to ask you the same thing. All right, we did all the calibration. The speakers are going to support one another. You're going to be able to cancel out reflections, make it sound like you have actual room treatment. Yeah. What's your target curve? And you're like,
huh? Come again? You're like,
you're like, isn't that what you're supposed to do? Like, isn't that the point of this auto calibration? Like, you tell me, what is my target curve? Well, it doesn't. I don't think it knows, right? They may disagree. Dirac may disagree, but I think that they don't know because they don't know exactly what the speaker by itself is doing. Mm-hmm. That's the main issue.
Mm-hmm.
What else we got here? Let's go.
See here. Let's go through some quick ones. Just bought the Sonys for work, Shauna, and getting them a couple days. They got dual connection, new tech. Yeah, that's right. You can connect it via Bluetooth and via their dongle. Let's see. How do the new SVS speakers sound to you, Chana? I could not get a proper anything at CES, so I'd be lying to you if I said they sounded awesome or they sounded like garbage, because I couldn't. There was too much going on, too much audio bleed. That's my new term from all the other booths, because they're on the main show floor. They were at the Florida Audio Expo. Oh, did you see that video I posted, Joe, on my story?
Yeah, dude.
They're
playing your song.
It was Kanga. Kanga was there. He's like, "Hey, do you have any?"
Nice, good job, Kanga.
Yeah, so that's what it was from, which is cool. And he still had that thumb drive, I guess, that I gave him.
Very cool.
Yeah,
that's very cool.
They are also, SBS is also going to be having that set up over at, what is it, Schaumburg, Exponent.
Oh, Exponent.
Yeah, so they should have that there at Exponent. So I'll be able to hear it at Exponent. I'll take a binaural demo. Hopefully you can get like some 2-channel stuff going on for that. Okay,
dude, I still want to do the comparison in your system with 6 height channels versus 4, and then moving them around to different places. I still want to do that.
Yeah, but I mean that's the thing. I got a giant stupid bed here. There's no. It's just weird.
I mean, I don't have a speaker on a stick, so I can't do it.
Dude,
need speaker on a stick to be able to.
I need some more sticks. I need to buy more sticks.
You just need 2 more sticks.
Yeah, 2 more.
That's the question, though. I think you can help a lot of people with, like, where's the optimal place to put your height speakers, and it could be different answers for different people. And is 6 height speakers way better than 4? All these things. Like, I think we could test.
What I would have to do is I'd have to make the main listening position like almost at the foot of the bed, so that the height speakers are even in the room. You know what I mean? So that this is going to be, I'm pointing at the thing, you can't see it, but essentially, like, if the room right now, my main listening position is at the one bottom part of the, one back part of the room. If we're doing 2, 4, and 6,
that's rough. That's a rough spot.
I should change the main listening position to right above the middles, so we have 2 here, 2 in the middle, and 2 at the end.
And, I hear you.
Yeah, so yeah, I'll put that on my long list of things to do.
Yeah,
I also gotta, like, although it was
the speaker on a stick. How hard is that to bring? You can bring it over here.
Yeah, we could do that. Oh, but then I'd have to drive like 2 hours.
Nah.
Yeah, but what was I gonna say? Oh, I was reviewing these, right? And so what does that mean? That means I got to play some video games and stuff. My mom saw me in here, and then a couple hours later she comes in. She's like, "You're still playing that game?" I'm like, "I'm reviewing these headphones." She's like, "You're just playing the game?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm listening to music and playing the game and seeing how the speakers react." So I did get a little relaxation time while doing that. So that was fun.
Ooh, we got some good questions over here. I can't wait to answer them.
Would it be better? Well, should we start at the top, or
let's just knock them out.
All right. Well, hold on. Is macaque supported? Let's just get that out of the way. No. No.
You know what? If you're Pioneer or Integra, if it has an ability to somehow import some kind of curve or import PEQs, that's gonna be your option for that. If you have to use graphic EQ, that's not as good, but we can export to that also. So it's just a matter of being able to import your own EQ.
Yeah. Okay.
If you hear the squeaking, that's my chair squeaking. Tim's always thinking that like I'm farting over here. That's not the case. The chair's squeaking when I go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I got kids. I'm not embarrassed of that.
Yeah.
Right. If that's what happens, it happens. But I'll
do. Sup, players? Tell us more about the moving Michael method.
Yeah.
Just so it's Mike, like MIC. Just so you know, like this thing. Moving mic method is it strictly proximity adjustment now, or do you still move it vertically as well? It's this, not this, right, Joe? It's not this anymore.
Yeah.
It's just this, forward and back. Who's that? Remy. Remy's in the house. Hi, Remy.
Yeah. So what is the movement? The movement is on axis. Typically at the tweeter, or maybe somewhere between the tweeter and the mid-range, starting at 0.5 meters, so about 1.5 feet, to 1 meter, so 3 feet back. So that keeps you within the near field or direct sound of that speaker.
I'm doing
But
it
it
right.
also takes into account if your speaker doesn't integrate properly from 1.5 feet. Let's say if you have a real tall speaker and you have a bunch of drivers, then you may have to be further back. So the fact that we're taking a moving mic average, so for those who don't know, it's not a sweep that we're using. It's pink noise, which is playing the sounds continuously. And as you're moving back, yeah, it's that sound. And as you're moving the mic straight back, you're getting kind of an average of what that speaker is doing in front of it. And also, if for some reason, if your mic is in a null, it'll at least give it a chance to fill in those nulls as you move the mic backwards. But I've compared that method to some of the measurements from a Clipple, and I'm happy. I think it's a great point of starting point for correction, right? It's not a replacement for a Clipple. I'm not claiming that this is the best, most accurate on-axis anechoic response. It's not that, but it's close enough to where I feel comfortable correcting from that. It's way better than what the other guys are doing with a mic at the main listening position.
Yeah.
Right. And look at how far that is away. Now when you're over, let's say 6 feet away from the speaker's already interacted with the room, all the reflections. How you don't know anything about that speaker anymore. You only know about what the speaker and the room are doing together. I'm sure maybe the guys at Dirac or some of the other guys might disagree, but yeah.
So essentially, if my camera was the speaker, here we just move it back. We play in the pink noise and we move it back. Right? We lean back. Back.
Yeah. And the results are very consistent too. That's what I'm happy with.
Results. That's what we want. Consistent results. And then you just keep doing that for every speaker. Now, at the main listening position, what are we doing? We're still doing this at the main listening position, though, right?
Yeah, we're just doing a circle to kind of take account for like where your ears probably are. If you kind of go forward, you don't have to be so specific at the main listening position.
Right, because if you
what are we talking about?
We're talking about speakers again.
Is this interesting?
No.
No? A little bit?
No.
Super interesting?
Not at all.
What do you want to talk about then? Should we talk about Streets of Rage?
Yes.
Yeah? Streets of Rage 4?
Yeah.
Who's the best character on Streets of Rage 4? Who's your favorite character? Tons?
Yeah.
Is Chana good at Streets of Rage 4 or not so good?
You don't play that much.
Yeah, well, he played last time he was here, right?
I'm not good. That's all.
No.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, well,
All right.
Talking about
What else you got?
All right, here. Would it be better to use REW and adjust a subwoofer and then run Odyssey, or Odyssey first, then adjust the subwoofer?
What I would do is, it's kind of tough. That's kind of tough because I use REW first because I'm using a mini DSP.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so if you're not using mini DSP, right? If you're not doing all that fancy schmancy stuff,
okay, so no mini DSP
and REW, just those two. Which one would you do first? Let's say if I had to do it here, because I don't have all your fancy schmancy stuff. I got my Denon, and I got 2 subs. What am I doing first?
It's kind of weird though, because if you apply any type of EQ and then you run Odyssey is just gonna undo everything you did anyway.
How about then would you want to just turn your subwoofers off, use REW, and then have no, because then you could have Odyssey run everything, assuming you didn't have any subwoofers, and then you just go in and then cut off all the use the crossover, and then you would have all the timing, and the level should be okay, right?
So here's the answer, Gabe. And the answer is that it's different because when I run multi-QX in Odyssey, I'm choosing to ignore all the measurements that it takes. I'm only using multi-QX to enter in my PEQ settings and my curves and my filters into the AVR. So I'm not using Odyssey really at all. Right? I'm disabling all of whatever it's doing. So, basically I would EQ the subs and then tell multi-QX what I want the EQ to be. Right? And then I may use Odyssey's time alignment, but now that I found that I can do a much better job, I'll probably do that manually also. So, yeah. I'm not really using Odyssey in the same way. So
Bodhi says, can't you tell Odyssey to ignore the low frequencies?
Yeah, you can pretty much tell to do whatever you want. Yeah. I don't know how to answer that exactly, because it really depends on what your setup is, right? Depending on your setup, you may want to run REW before, you may want to run it after. I need to know more details about your system. So if you can do that, and I'll try to do a better job of answering that more specifically.
Yeah.
Right, Ram?
She's like, stop talking about this.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of speaker companies that don't have published frequency responses? I mean, they all say
truth. What is the truth? What do you think, Chana?
What do I think?
I
think it's very helpful.
We were talking on the phone and nobody was watching. What would you say about that? Would you care? Or what's the real deal? Don't try to perform in front of these folks here. Tell the truth.
What do you think of speaker companies that don't have published frequency responses? That means they made a shit speaker. That's what that means, and they don't want people to know. And so somebody else has to go measure that shit, and they're gonna be like, "Man, this is a shit speaker. No wonder they didn't publish the frequency response." It's pretty straightforward. Or they think they made an awesome speaker, and it looks fancy, and it looks amazing, and it sounds okay. They're not.
I mean, if it measured awesome, wouldn't you want to show it? Or are they going to be like, that stuff doesn't matter anyway?
They're measuring with their ears. Let's go.
It doesn't matter anyway. Yeah, I mean, come on. It's too late for this sort of stuff, man. I mean, I'm telling you,
it's 2024.
I really believe nowadays, 2024. If you don't have some understanding of measurements at this point, we've been talking about it for years now. Aaron's doing all these measurements with a Clipple. There's data that backs up why you should be using the stuff. I don't know why we have to keep repeating it every single week. You know what I mean? You guys, I mean, just start listening. If you're somebody who doesn't believe in that, I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what to tell you because it's helpful. We're not doing this because we love measurements. In love.
What happened with? I was like, nah, man, I don't measure anything. I play these like 4 tracks, and then I can get an idea of like what the speaker's doing, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they're the same 4 tracks. And what'd you say? Like even a year after we knew each other, you're like, okay, so Chana, you got these speakers in. I know what songs you played. You played this, you played that, you played Florence, you played this. I was like, yeah, that's exactly what I did. Because
that's flawed, right? I think we've proven that that's flawed because you recently did some EQ stuff, like testing stuff, and the treble was measurably super hot, right?
Yeah, super hot.
Did you detect that immediately when you played Florence and Machine? Where you're like, oh man, this is
I
crazy.
didn't. No, I didn't.
Because it's hard to tell, right? It's hard. Our ears are so adaptable, right? At a certain point, if you listen to a system long enough, you're like, I think that sounds right.
Yeah.
That's about right. Yeah. Until you go back to another system, like, hold on a second. How come there's something wrong here? There's a discrepancy.
Yeah.
I mean, it happens to me, you guys. Like, I'm not pretending like I'm somebody who never makes mistakes. The bass in my living room system, I was telling you, Chana, was super hot, right?
Yeah.
Like, because I measured incorrectly, or I don't know what I did wrong. Maybe I used an early version of Magic Beans and something was messed up on it, right? The bass is super hot. And, I didn't realize until I actually fixed it, and I'm like, damn. No wonder I didn't really like to listen to this thing.
There it
The
is.
bass was wrong, right? It was wrong.
When
And yeah, you were there. Remember when we were playing that one track?
Which one?
What is it? Doing it right?
Oh, doing it right. Yeah.
Right. There's this bass that hits at the 40-second mark, and it's just like it's a high frequency bass. It's not like super low bass, like do, do, do. And when we play it on the system, I'm like, I don't really hear that, right? I don't hear what's happening here. But we just got back from the Meyer sound system where we did hear that, and I'm like, dude, that thing was hitting me in the chest. That same part. What's happening here?
Spanking me all over.
Right.
Fantastic.
Well, it turns out, this is what I'm saying. I ran Odyssey's automatic time and level, right? So I didn't let it do frequency response. I just let it do time and level, right? Which means that it should be able to at least time align my subs to my main speakers, right? What's actually happening is I don't know if maybe they time aligned it, but the phase wasn't aligned. So I was actually getting cancellation, right? So they were canceling each other out when that bass note was hitting. Yeah, that's not good. So anyway, my point being 2024 measurements, it helps you because they'll show you when you're making mistakes, because we're all very capable of making silly, dumb mistakes.
Right. I made a mistake with my subwoofer. I had the wrong thing and then ran Dirac, and I was like, oh, that's okay. Well, I thought it was great, but then I was like, it was only okay. Scruff says no speaker response posted. The speakers are catered to the masses, and the masses don't care. Good point. James says it's good to repeat for newbies. Because
yeah. So we'll continue repeating it. We'll continue to repeat the importance of, I would say, the importance of understanding measurements, because I don't want to take away from the importance of listening, right? Because sometimes I'll spend more time measuring this thing than actually listening to the thing. But what I find is once you do have it dialed in, it makes you want to listen to that system, right? Before, like, I didn't want to listen there, and I was like, maybe I'm just busy. Maybe I just want to listen to the home theater downstairs. But actually, I wouldn't admit that it just didn't sound that good. Like the bass was too much, and that's one that's tricky because typically, like Floyd Toole says, too much bass is the forgivable sin, and it's one of those things like, too much of bass is. Eventually there's a point where there's too much bass, where dialogue doesn't sound good enough, right? Like you're trying to listen to a movie and you're like, I want to turn it up, but I know what's going to happen if something like explodes. See ya. You know what I mean?
Hi, Remy.
You want to turn it up, but dude, one explosion, you're like, oh, dude, too much. Turn it down. But once it's all set up, those explosions still sound impressive, and you still hear the voices. What else?
I started eating gummy bears because what's her name?
Because Remy was eating?
Yeah.
Himalayan sea salt. These are so good. Himalayan salted dark chocolate almonds.
Oh, chocolate almonds. Giddy up. Let's go. All right. I'm looking forward to Magic Beans and a video tutorial for Dirac Live. Oh. All right. Well, Joe knows what he's got to do now. All right.
It's all in here. You guys can't look at this.
Don't
zoom in. Of all the stuff I got to do. All right.
What do you think to time align by measure 1, then 2, then both together, then add virtual delay in REW to get 2 separate to look like the together measurement, giving you a delay value? I'm not 100% sure what.
I'm not talking to you, UK Spawn.
Let's go to a lighthearted comment. Listen to a home theater system on Saturday. Full Martin Logan 9.1.6. He used all Martin Logan center channel as his Atmos. The thing kicked. Thoughts on using center channels as Atmos? I would imagine that's some sort of MTM, right?
I gotta read this on. Listen to home theater. Phone Martin looking up. He's on. Okay, so yeah, all MTMs. I would assume also. Thin kick. Thoughts on using center channels as Atmos? I mean, the problem with center channels is the vertical off-axis response, right? So horizontally, it's gonna be good. I don't know if it's better than a two-way when it comes to horizontal off-axis response when you have the speakers, long ways vertically, right? But I think the key, and Chana's talked about this before, is when you have all the same speakers, right? Dude, that's magical, right?
Yeah.
There's a thing when you have all the same speakers, and I think it's what I mentioned earlier, how when you do impulse response alignment, meaning the sound arrives at the speakers, the signal comes out of the speakers at the same time, and they hit your ears at the same time, right? Okay, so that's one aspect. But remember, I told you, if you have different speakers, maybe the phase alignment, let's say their crossover is different, so the phase will change at the crossover point. Or there's something about it that's, something can change the phase response of that speaker. Well, if you have all the same exact speaker, for the most part, the room's going to influence it, but for the most part, the phase should be aligned with all the speakers.
Yep.
And I don't know, how do you explain what happens? I don't know. How do you explain to somebody?
Fully timbre match. You don't have to worry about that.
Mm-hmm.
I think for Atmos speakers, I think just a single, like a concentric mid-range tweeter for high channels is all you need.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And we were talking about 714 space. Let's talk about 714.
Okay.
We got 11 speakers, right? You've got how many sound waves coming off of each of those speakers? If they're two-way speakers, you got 22 sources of sound. Dude, that's a lot to deal with. And you think your $400 AVR can auto room correction?
Well, how about this? Imagine if you had a stereo setup and the left speaker and the right speaker were different.
Right? Yeah.
Imaging you think you're gonna get?
Yeah, like it's not gonna be ideal.
Yeah.
And of course, I understand.
Yeah.
I understand. That's a very hard thing to do, right? You want to get some towers, and as we've always said, like, try to get the same speaker from the same line so they're all using the same materials and all that kind of nonsense. But like, take these my little speaker on a stick speakers. If you have, and then they're not big, I understand they're not fancy looking, but like, dude, the Atmos, when I'm down to just 11 sources of sound waves as opposed to 22, with all the, tweeter mid-range, and then if you have a three-way or, woofers in your, some people have towers for surrounds. Oh, I'm one of those people now. Thanks, Joe. That's a lot of sound coming out, and you got to like tame. Like, I think that's what we really need, Joe. We need a speaker we just need a concentric speaker. For
I wanted to make that. I was talking to somebody before about like possibly making that. I'm like, dude, I just want these monolith type of speakers, but bigger. So you can handle a little bit more bass and more output.
Me a Coke.
Huh?
Yeah, bigger. Maybe a 6.5-inch version and an 8-inch, just for whatever.
Right. And I don't know whatever happened to that. Because I'm like, dude,
that would be.
I'm down to put my name on it. I'll tell you what the measurements need to be, and then you send it to me, and like we'll go back and forth and make this thing, and I'll sign off on it, and then I'll review it, and I don't care. I'll slam it. I don't care.
Yeah,
like if it's garbage, dude, I wouldn't even come out with it.
I think that would be the ideal if it was just concentric, maybe a 6.5 with a 1-inch tweeter. If you want to do 8-inch woofer.
Somebody can take this idea. Since I'm not doing. You know what I was thinking? Make it like a wedge shape.
A wedge?
Make it a wedge shape, but like a kind of a kind of a wedge where, since it's concentric, think about this, right? You can mount it on the wall, and instead of there's an angled baffle to it, right? But you can use them for left and right. Well, let's just say in the front, right? On the front, you can have them so they're at your wall, but also towed in slightly.
Oh, I see. If you twist it a little bit.
Yeah, you put it sideways.
Yeah.
They're also angled in. And then let's say if you have it on the ceiling, well, you just turn it the other way. Now it's angled down, right?
Yeah.
And if you have to put the center a little too low, well, so you can turn it angle up, So, yeah. I was thinking of something like that, or some way where on the back you could angle it different ways.
I really think it's really about. Fuck, I need to write these down as like video ideas. It's about a performance versus aesthetics and other considerations of your room. I was so disappointed at that 714 setup at Best Buy because the surround backs were up here, and then ear level was the surround left, and then below ear level was the front left. I'm like, why is it in a sloped angle down? And both of them, so when I played my track, it's like, brr, brr. I'm like, that shit's supposed to be level all the way across. Why is it now at an angle? I'm like, this is boring,
Like, did you really get upset about it? Or what?
I was like,
really upset.
I spent a full fucking month on that track, and this is how you're hearing it. You're hearing it like ass. Like anybody that I'm gonna say this. Anybody that talks about artist intent, director's intent, and they have two levels of theater, they're not hearing it properly. That's not how the mixer made it. They made it for you to listen to, and here we are. So you have to think about you're putting a home theater together. You want an audio performance or video performance, because those are two totally different things, right? And then do you want it to look nice, or do you want it to? It's like me putting slamming my car, putting 25-inch rims on it, and lowering it. Or do I want it to go fast? Right? Do you want performance or aesthetics? That's the juggle. That's the juggle. And if you go for aesthetics, I'm gonna be like, my shit's gonna sound whack in your $200,000 home theater. Sorry.
Yeah.
I can't. You can't. No matter how much technology there is, it won't change the fact that your speakers are on the wrong fucking area. That's it. Your elevated rear surround soundstage. Boom, wrong place. Ear level. You have a trim off. Fantastic. You wasted some money on something that you thought you could do with it, but it won't do it because the speaker just needs to be in the right place. That's it. Speaker just needs to be in the right place.
I think even they would admit that, right? Even with their on their manual, it says there on the Trinov manual, I think it says somewhere there that like our remapping can do some pretty cool things, but try to put the speaker in the right place. Like there's a whole guide of where you should put the speakers. If it didn't matter whatsoever, then
why would the guide be there, right? Or why would they still matter to create a software that would move the location of the speaker if the speaker location wasn't an important thing, right? Like that's like why did they make that?
I think they do the best with what they have. And I think the technology, I haven't really heard one to compare. So, but I think it should work.
Yeah. All right, let's move on.
What else we got? Let's go.
How would you import into EmoQ?
We actually have an Emotiva export. I've never tried it. But if we have access to the file format, then we just put the parametric EQ in the proper format. Does it work? I need to try it. That's what the purpose of the beta test is. The public beta will be for things like this and say like, all right. And if we get an email back or message back in Discord, like have an Emotiva, and I tried to do the import, didn't work. Okay. We got to figure it out. But for the common stuff, anything with Dirac or Odyssey or Mini DSP, HTP1, anything that we've tested already works, What else?
Okay, quick one. 800 for a slightly used SB 4000, a good deal. 800? SB 4000 1800. It's a pretty good deal. I would say $1,000 off.
And you know what's great about SVS is I think they'll take care of you, right?
Yeah.
I feel like if something happened to that thing, they'll be like, we'll take good care of you. We'll figure it out for you. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They're just like that. I don't even know what their exact policy is, but I feel like if you just called them and told them what the deal was, they seem like that type of company. They'll just take care of you.
I don't know if
They'll figure it out.
I don't think that was that used one was from SVS. Oh, or are you saying even if he bought it secondhand from somebody else, SVS will take care of it if something goes wrong? Is that what you're saying? I don't know.
I don't want to speak for SVS, but from what I've heard from other people, they just seem like, dude, even if it's not like, hey, we're gonna fix it for free. If it's like, dude, we'll get you a new one and we'll discount it in this, certain amount. In some way, they're gonna make sure that you're happy.
And you're taking
right.
They're good dudes over there. Good dudes. Can I purchase a section of the Spatial CD digital version? I am using a Pioneer VSLX 405 9.2 system. Just starting out. Richard, I don't think so.
Yeah, pretty. We have Sat Go that we didn't really launch super hard because
we have a lossy version of that on what is it called? Artist Connection.
Artist Connection, yeah.
Mm-hmm. How much is that?
So if you go to Artist Connection, there's a one called Sat Go, which is a less expensive, lossy digital version. It has fewer test tracks on there.
Yeah, but he only has 9.2. So ours does what? That one does 714 max. So
I mean, Richard is I'll be honest, what is it? $100 $100, when there's a discount, depending on if how much you have to pay for shipping. But I bet you spent more on other stuff. I'm not trying to tell you how to spend your money. I'm not trying to tell you how to spend your money, but this is the hobby where things can get expensive real quick.
Dude, I spent the same amount of our disc on a pair of khakis to go to this golf tournament this weekend. So I might get more use out of the khakis. No, I won't.
Everybody has different financial situations, so I'm not here trying to but it's not. I don't think our disc is overly expensive for what you get if you use it, right? If you just buy it and you put it on the desk and never touch it, it's probably not worth it.
I mean, do you want
don't buy it if you're not going to use it.
There's and understand that I know somebody got upset that it wasn't a demo disc per se. So understand that there's some work you're going to have to do. You're going to have to sit there and you're going to do some shit, right? It's not like you just put the disc in your Blu-ray player, hit play, and then all of a sudden it's done. you got to do stuff, and it's going to take some time. So it's also that's also kind of half the fun. I mean, that timing section with the AV10 that I had to do 16 speakers, good God, that was a pain in the ass. But once I had it, holy shit. Dude, playing video games in there, Call of Duty, with all this crazy stuff happening on 16 speakers,
it's very satisfying to do something yourself, right? Maybe not for everybody, but when you calibrate it and that you actually made it sound better, right? You're doing these timing tests, you're doing various tests, and you're like, I really made this thing sound better. And if you have a way to go through presets and go before and after, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think you'll get your money's worth if you use it.
So right now we have a 10% off thing going. Hey, how about we do this? Let's do it for 24 hours. Let's do a 15% off code. We'll call it Rich 15, just for you, Richard. Okay.
Rich 15.
I'm making it right now. I'm making it.
Wow. What a nice guy. You're a nice guy. You know that?
It's kind of a dick.
Yeah, but how about this? You're a good guy. You're a good dude. You're a good dude, but not always nice.
No, I'm not. I'm very truthful, and that's sometimes I'm like what's his name? Jay-Z at the Grammys. When I get nervous, I start speaking the truth. So all right, so this will end tomorrow at midnight or 11:59. Rich 15, RICH 15. You get 15% off, and I just saved it. So go to spatialcd.com. Get yours today.
And if you miss this and you watch this later on, that's what you get for not being subscribe, and hitting that notification bell and all that stuff.
I mean, we're an hour and a half deep. I don't know if
Yeah. Hey, so would you say somebody was upset with the spatial toolkit because it didn't have demos?
Yeah. But he's one of the longtime viewers. I guess he just didn't know exactly what the disc was. So
I was like, when you told me that, I was like, we've made tutorials about like all the things, and people have reviewed it and they showed you all the sections.
Yeah,
I don't think we ever said that we do demos, but you've given out demos for free.
Yeah, I've given out,
right? Like the stuff that you make. Yeah. You make it available. We have our Discord group, and you're like, here, download it.
Yeah, like well, I mean, that's mainly because I can't sell that because it's not my music. It's my mixing it. Which reminds me, I should, if you guys are, I'll do that. I'll put the new upcoming releases over there in the demo section of our Discord.
I like this question here. Benji Gator 23, what's up? What's the difference in importing the filters versus just importing a target curve into multi-QX? And man, I have to get ready here. Here's the thing. I don't want to make it sound like as if I know for sure. I'm such an expert. I don't like to be considered an expert, right? I just spend a lot of time doing this. Whatever that's called, like I like to say I'm just crazy because I spend so much time doing this stuff.
Yeah, this guy is always like, I just did another all day. I'm like, of course.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that makes you an expert. It just spend a lot of time, right? And so the thing with this is that we don't know. Only Odyssey knows for sure exactly how that works. They'd be able to give a specific answer. But I think the difference is that they take their parametric EQ, and this is based on an interview that I had with, who was it?
Don't say Floyd Toll.
Newman. Yeah, Eric Newman at Odyssey, and formerly Jeff Clark, who was there. He's kind of explained it to me before.
And we had him on the show. I remember being on a live stream with him.
Yeah, and he said that basically when you import filters into this, which are in the form of parametric EQ, then it converts that into their own filters. And I think the way he had described it is, imagine a graphic EQ, right? Remember, like there's a 3-band EQ, and then there's 5-band, and then there's 10-band, and then there's 31-band. Like the more sliders you have, the more granular control you have.
Yeah.
Imagine one with like multiple ones per frequency, like so many, like a ton of them, right? I don't know how many, let's say 1,000 of them, right? Thousands of, it converts into something like that. But there is a conversion that has to happen. When you import a target curve, it's just saying this is the curve that I want. It doesn't need to look at the filters and then convert those into a curve. It just, you tell it the curve that you want and then let it come up with its own filters and let it figure everything out. So I think that that's actually the better way to do it. In Magic Beans, we give both options, an option to import the target curve because that's just one file that you have to import per speaker, right? Versus the other one, it doesn't take much longer. It's just importing, let's say, up to 10 PEQs per speaker. The advantage to one is just it's clean, right? One curve per speaker. When you want to delete that curve, you just delete one file, right? And then import a new one. Versus the other one, if you import target filters, then if you import filters, then you have to delete 10 and then reload 10 filters, right? The advantage, though, is that let's say if there's part of the filter that you don't like. Let's say it boosts the treble and you're like, I like everything else, but I don't like that part. You can just remove that one part of it. When you import a curve, I don't think they give you an option to go and change the curve any further.
Right.
So pros and cons. What else?
Okay. Real quick. Elon Osborne's in the house. What's up, Elon?
What's up?
He said getting a disc is cheaper than getting a trim off. Well, duh. And he said, I'll help you work on future SACT demo disc, fellas. All right.
Oh, Elon said, hey, you know what Elon said? He said, I want it.
Woo! All right. What's the SACT website? It's spatialcd.com, and I use code Rich15. Blah blah information. You mean Joe is seasoned? You mean he's salted? That's good. That's good. UK spot. That's great. Right?
Himalayan salted, baby.
Himalayan salted. Giddy up. All right. Let's see.
I'm not mad at you, UK Spawn, by the way. You just take too long to like. I spent too much time explaining something, and I don't know if you were listening. You know what I mean? If you, I'm not trying to argue. I'm not here to argue with people. If I have something and I think
I've seen him in person.
Huh?
I've seen you in person arguing with people. This is great. It's actually quite a sight.
Yeah. You know, so I like a nice debate. You know, like an intellectual debate where we go back and forth. But at a certain point, if you just keep saying the same thing over and over, then it's like, are we going anywhere here? You know, I'm not calling you out. I'm just saying in general.
He said all love, bro. It's cool. He said
you know what I'm saying? Like I'm just, you know, I tried, man. I really tried to explain something, and I spent hours that night. Hours. Why would I do that?
Yeah.
All right. I'm only trying to do that because I really wanted to help explain this concept. But at the end of the day, what my recommendation is to a lot of people, read Floyd Toole's book, man. It's not expensive. It's less than $100. You know, if it's between getting our toolkit and getting Floyd Toole's book, well, we make money off toolkit. So I'm going to say to get the toolkit for that reason, because I need to feed my kids and my family. But value proposition wise, man, it's up there. Knowing about audio and how psychoacoustics works is pretty important, right? It'll save you money by not buying silly stuff. So anyway,
yeah,
agree to disagree, but I'm correct.
Just to correct Elon here, it would the khakis were $99. Okay, those khakis were $99, but I did get them for 40% off. So,
and you know why I'm able to say that, UK Spawn? Because this is our podcast.
Yeah.
You know, I'm allowed to be correct in my own podcast. But it's okay. What else we got?
Joe, will you be hosting another listening session demo in Southern California?
Man, I wish we had a place, dude.
We're working on that. Ask Matt. Ask again, Matt. But yeah, we're working on it, dude. Oh, he did. Look, he asked again. I didn't even see that.
That was good.
Oh,
I like that.
Yes.
I like that.
Floyd's book is awesome. Got to finish it. Yeah. All right. Let's see here. I listened to your video explaining magic beans, and the logic behind it makes so much sense. How did you come up with the idea, and why haven't room correction companies come up with this method?
Dude, E4 Superfly. That's a great question. You know, it's funny. Like, I don't think anybody's really asked me that. Like, how did you come up with that method?
I mean, I mean, when you did it, you know, it was first not magic beans. Well, I guess it was your remote calibration, right? Because it was a manual calibration.
Yeah.
And you told the direct people about it, and they're like, yeah, that seems like the right way to do it.
Right. Yeah, well, I wanted to sell to them, but they weren't really that interested. But maybe for other reasons. They seem busy. But it comes from a lot of things. I think part of it was reading Floyd Toole's book, and some of the stuff that he was saying is like, yeah, you tend to hear through the room, listen through the room. Like, you're able to kind of like figure out what the room is doing, and like you hear through the room, right? Meaning like you're actually able to hear the direct sound of that speaker. And then but then later on he's like, yeah, but you know, bass should be EQ'd in the room. And then he explains why that's the case, and psychoacoustically what happens in the bass region versus the higher frequencies in the transition region, right? So I'm like, okay, all right, well, all this makes sense. Well, it seems like the proper way of EQing is EQ the bass, you know, the mid-range. It's kind of tough because you don't know what's happening, where that transition is exactly in that room. And then the higher frequencies, you know, it should really be flat, right? But he's talking a lot about anechoic. And at the same time, you have to understand that I'm measuring speakers all the time for review purposes. So I'm trying to find a good way to get an in-room measurement of the speaker because I don't want to take it outside. I don't have a clipple. I just want something that's reasonable. And so because I'm doing all these things of, I'm measuring the speakers, reading about psychoacoustics, doing calibrations on my own system, trying to figure out the best ways, I came up with this method where I was just like, all right, so I measured near field to try to get an on-axis response of the speaker, right? Most room calibration, they measure the main listening position. I'm like, but how do they know exactly what that speaker is doing, right? I don't know that they do. And also, I have to give a shout out to Charles Sprinkle because he showed me the moving mic method. So it's a combination of all these things. And when you're just in the game, right? Any game, doesn't have to be audio. When you're in the game, getting your hands dirty, doing things, opportunities kind of present themselves, right? Ideas come to you naturally because you're just doing the thing, right? Like, I don't think I'm super crazy smart at any particular thing. I just put in the hours, I put in the time. And if you're spending that much time, you're going to figure some stuff out, right? So I think if anything, the thing I'm good at is taking different ideas from different places and combining it in a new way that hasn't been combined before. So moving mic method over here, looking at Floyd Tools research, figuring out how to do an in-room on-axis response that's fairly reliable. And anyway, I ended up coming up with a calibration method that sounded really good, but I had to do it manually, and it took 7 hours. I'd have to take it into REW and do calculations in there to figure out what was happening. And then I'm like, yeah, I tried to sell it to Dirac, and they're like, I don't know that they were interested. They said, why don't you just make the app yourself? You know what I mean? I said, okay, let's do that. So that's where we're at.
Here we are.
Now it doesn't take 7 hours; it takes like 20 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, well, if you have if you're on a Denon Marantz and you have multi QX, yeah, it takes 20 minutes. Otherwise, it take long.
So thank you for that question. Thank you for allowing me to explain that, man. But yeah, that's basically it. It's just taking from all different places and putting new things together. I think that's how everything that's awesome here. They always say there's nothing new under the sun, right? Nothing new under the sun. But there's new ways to put things together.
There's new ways to reframe, new ways to look at all kinds of things. Yeah. It's just like we think we have the right answer until a righter answer comes along, right?
I asked my developer, I asked him, hey, how come somebody hasn't done what we're doing right now? I don't have a PhD in acoustics, so why am I figuring this thing out? And he's like, most of the time, these PhDs, like people who are into this stuff, hardcore engineers, they end up doing things that are probably more important than calibrating your system. So they could figure it out.
Probably, yeah.
But they're like, you know what, I'm going to do this medical thing, or, I'm going to do something else. So
let me help a huge amount of people instead of this very, very small amount of people that need to calibrate their home theater.
Yeah.
You're so selfish, Joe. You're so selfish. You need to be.
I don't know, man. Music makes my life better. That's all I know.
Oh man, you're preaching to the choir over here, buddy.
Yeah, dude.
eSuperfly also has another question. Isn't impulse response about the decay for a particular note or sound?
Yeah, I think the thing about impulse response is it can tell you a lot about your system. It can tell you about the decay. It can tell you it's convertible also. So an impulse response can be converted into a phase response. It can be converted into I think they call it magnitude response if you're to be accurate. Amplitude or magnitude response, I don't know. But basically the frequency response that you're typically used to seeing, you can convert those things. If you have phase and the frequency response, magnitude, I don't know what they call it. You can convert, they're all convertible, right? Because like impulse responses has the time component to it. But since frequency is time dependent, it already has that built in. So as long as you have frequency and phase, then you can derive the impulse response. I'm pretty sure about that. Correct me if I'm wrong, somebody, but it's also convertible the other way. So it's like kind of like whatever you can do with phase response graph or frequency response graph tells you a lot. Like you can do a lot with your system. Yeah. What else?
I have an Emotiva MC1. I don't know how I could upload filters or import filters.
I think don't they have an import? If they would actually send me something, then I would know. You know, if they'd be willing to send me something. What's up, Emotiva? I don't get that. I reached out to them so many times, and it's like they don't send it to me. You know what I mean? They don't want to win.
Is it like the company that doesn't publish the?
I don't know, man.
They've sent me plenty of stuff. I mean,
they don't want to win. I don't know. You know, it could be that I don't know what the deal is. Somebody reach out to Emotiva, tell them Joe and Tell wants to review that thing, and to send it to me, please.
Just describe my brother, engineer for a German company, can tell me everything that's wrong with my system and house and life, but won't offer anything else. Hey, you know, the term holistic comes to mind when you describe magic beans. Brings all the factors together. What's up, Reed? How are you, buddy?
What's up?
Oh, look. The MC1 has 11 PEQ filters on the front 7 and the rest and 5 on the subs.
Yeah, don't they have a way to import though? I think there's a way to import. I mean, we have a way to export, so there must be a way to import. We didn't just make that up.
Yeah. You can review mine, Bodie.
What, he has the MC1 or what?
He just said that.
But also, you know what? It's one of those things. I'll be honest. Like, if the company, you know, if I'm reaching out to them, the truth is,
yeah, MC1.
It'll lead to sales if the thing is good, right? Whether it doesn't matter if I intended to try to sell their product. If I'm there and I'm highlighting their product, if it's somewhat decent and I think it's a good deal, I'm going to say that, right? Mm-hmm. And they're going to end up selling units, right? So I think it's just a matter of like a respect thing, right? If it's going to be helpful to them, you know, they should want to work with me, right? They should try to do that. So I don't know what the deal is. I've reached out to them multiple times.
All right, we got one last question. We're going to go Coleman. Calibration question. My room is small, 12 by 12. One side has a set of double doors. When calibrating, should we have doors closed or open? We never shut the doors when in there watching movies.
Keep them open there, right?
Yeah, it's how you would do it, you know? If you're watching movies with doors open, calibrate with doors open. So,
yeah. All right. So we spent a little extra time because I was late. So there.
Yeah,
I paid you guys back.
Talking about some silly golf stuff. And if
I've heard that story already too.
Go to crew.dailyhifi.com to join the Daily HiFi Crew. If you want to pick up some merch, go to shop.dailyhifi.com. And if you'd like to listen to your podcast as opposed to watch me eat on camera, go to anchor.fm/dailyhifi. And thank you guys for all hanging out today. I know it was a holiday, so thank you so much for hanging out with us on the holiday. We do it no matter if it's a holiday or what, dude. Even when Joe's at Disneyland, he'll tune in.
Yeah.
Thank you all for hanging out. We'll see you next week. Have a good night.
See you guys.